You know, I've tried to count in a decade of ministry, and really just even for the better part of my life, how many times I've heard the story of the Last Supper. How many times I've seen bread broken and thought body. And how many times I've seen wine poured out and pronounced blood. It can be easy to think that when you hear something a lot, that it's just words. That it's just a box of a means to be checked off on the way to a greater end. But there are 3 books in the New Testament of the 4 that tell the story of Jesus' life and ministry that make the point that Jesus' last meal with his disciples was the Passover, the ancient Jewish celebration of God's deliverance from slavery and death. Throughout the course of the meal, the story of God's salvation is told. Through the breaking of bread and the pouring of wine, a community of faith finds purpose for life here and now, and it always begins with the same simple question asked by the youngest person in the room. Why is this night different from every other night? I wonder if, as the meal was set out in front of them, that the youngest child asked that fateful question, if Jesus didn't want to answer, you have no idea. Tonight begins the longest night of Jesus' life. After tonight, he won't sleep again, and before he knows it, he will be beaten, whipped, pierced, and stabbed. But for now, he's able to celebrate one last time with his closest friends, one final meal. And so he decides to make this moment count and imbues familiar and ancient words with new and fresh meaning. But before they can eat, Jesus does something special and wraps an apron around his waist, grabs a basin of water, and begins to gently massage the dirt from the feet of uneducated peasants. The Son of God, equal with the Father, who heals the sick and raises the dead, kneels and offers a simple, everyday comfort to those he loves. And when his friends object to this disorder, he simply replies, I have not come to be served, but to serve, and to offer my life for the liberation of many. A new commandment I give you. Love others as I have loved you. It's been called the Platinum Rule, because if the Golden Rule is do to others as you would have them do to you, Jesus' new commandment goes even further. Jesus shows his love not only with an act of compassionate service, but through a willingness to simply empty himself of everything and become obedient to the point of death, even death on a cross. That's the thing about service. It's cross-shaped. It's a willingness to be a blessing to everyone, no matter what it might cost you, and especially when the cost is high. What has cost God much cannot be cheap for us. And service starts tonight.